Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave.
And I'm Dirk.
And today we're going to take a look at the next scenario pack we got, which just happened during the Mad Titan Shadow Wave, which is
So
the
as if that whole story wasn't enough to have to deal with, you had this going on too.
Yeah, but this was a very interesting scenario or scenario pack, I should say. This is what gave us Standard and Expert 2, first of all. And then it came in with 9 new modules. And you'll see this how many you choose for the story. But of course, then they're modular sets, so you can always insert whatever you want from the list that we have of over 100.
Yeah, we've had some really interesting combinations
Yeah,
with the hood.
right. All right.
So,
But anyways, let's take a look at the scheme.
all right.
Here.
So making connections. So whenever we're setting this up, we're going to grab the hood 1 and 2. And if we're playing standard, if we're playing expert, we'll grab 2 and 3. We will get one of the standard sets, right? Yeah, standard set. And then we will choose 7 modular encounter sets and set them aside. You can choose them randomly. They do have a list that came with them that you could choose. So whenever we played it the first time through, we chose from those. But since then, we kind of just do it from our entire collection.
Yeah.
But you will choose one of those 7 sets at random and shuffle it into the encounter deck as part of setup.
All right. Then side 1B, when revealed, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. And it comes in with 1 threat per player, adds 1 threat per player per turn, and it's got a threshold of 5 threat per player. We'll go over the foul play once we go through the schemes here first.
All right. So now if that one's ever defeated, then you've got Promise Prosperity. So this one, when it's revealed, you'll choose a random set-aside modular encounter set, shuffle it into the encounter deck, and place an acceleration token on the main scheme.
Okay. And then 2B starts with 2 threat per player, adds 1 threat per player per turn, 8 threat per player threshold. When revealed, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. For each player who was not dealt at least 1 face down encounter card this way, places 2 threat here.
Okay, and for not 2B, in other words, 3A, we've got Crime State. So this one, whenever it's revealed, you're going to choose, again, another set-aside random set and shuffle it into the encounter deck. You're going to put another acceleration token on the main scheme, and then each player must resolve the hood's foul play in player order.
And then side 3B comes in with 3 threat per player, 1 threat per player per turn, 10 threat per player threshold. Force response: after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order.
Yeah, so basically this one is the more, or the further you go into this, the more stuff he adds. So the more toys he's going to have to play with,
right?
Basically.
And now this works directly with foul play, which we're going to go over here now. So we got the hood stage 1, 1 scheme, 1 attack. He's a criminal. He's got the foul play ability. You discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face down encounter card. And he comes in with 14 hit points per player. So as the main schemes are advancing, you're adding more modules in. The odds of you getting a hood card become less and less. So you're going to get more encounter cards.
Yep.
That's that. So the worse you are with the schemes, the bigger the encounter deck is getting, which in this case is bad for foul play purposes.
It's bad for the foul play, but then it's kind of a toss-up because it's also, you're getting less acceleration tokens if you can keep it smaller as well, because it's adding its own acceleration tokens, plus you're getting the ones anytime he goes through the deck.
But you're getting more encounter cards.
Yeah. All right, so stage 2 here, he's got 2 scheme, 1 attack. He's got 16 hit points per player. And whenever this one's revealed, you're going to choose a set-aside encounter set and shuffle it in the encounter deck. So you're automatically getting an additional one if you advance to stage 2, or if you start the game with, in stage 2 in standard, you're going to get a second one right off the bat, or expert. You'll get a second one right off the bat. And his foul play ability, you'll discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Deal the first card discarded this way that doesn't belong to the hood as a face down encounter card to yourself. So if both of them do, then the first one's going to you. If neither one of them do, then you're not getting one, but you've built 2 cards.
Then we got the hood stage 3, 3 scheme, 2 attack. When revealed, you're going to choose 1 set aside modular encounter set, shuffle it into the deck. Now the foul play does you discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, deal each card discarded this way that does not belong to the hood encounter set to yourself as a face down encounter card. So you could end up getting 2 encounter cards.
Yep. Right, and I think so far that's so we start with 1. Then if you go through all of the side schemes, you've added an additional 2, and then then you add 1, so you're looking at a minimum of 4 right here so far.
Stage 2 and stage 3 would be 5.
Yeah, stage 2 and 3 is 5. Yeah, that's correct. So then we've got established dominance. So this one, you're going to attach it to your identity. And as a force response, after the hood activates against you, you're going to resolve his foul play ability. And to get rid of it, you have to go down to alter ego, exhaust your identity, and place 2 threat on the main scheme to discard it.
Okay. Then we got the hood's mantle. It's an attachment attached to the hood. The hood gains retaliate 1 and steady. And as a hero action, you spend 1 of each resource to get rid of this card.
I've got 2 copies of the hood's pistol. You'll attach these to the hood. They each give him +1 scheme, +1 attack. And to get rid of them is a hero action. You're going to spend a mental and a strength to discard it. And if it comes out at a boost, he's going to get it anyways because you reveal it.
All right. Then we got Madam Mask. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points. Criminal, Masters of Evil, Guard. When revealed, resolve the hood's foul play ability. When defeated, the defeating player must resolve the hood's foul play ability. So you're doing it when she comes out, and then you're doing it when she's defeated.
Okay. Then we've got the Unbridled Ambition side scheme. So this one starts out with 2 threat. It's got Hinder 2, so you're going to add an additional 2 threat per player. And as a forced interrupt, whenever the villain phase begins, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. You notice that's a theme. He's doing this to you a lot.
So if things are going really bad, as we said before, then we've got 5 encounter sets that we shuffled in. However, this card, Field Recruitment, it's a treachery. Choose 1 set-aside modular encounter set at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck, then resolve the hood's foul play ability, but you remove this card from the game. So this is how you can get a 6th one added to the game.
Yep.
And as a boost, after this activation ends, resolve the hood's foul play ability.
We've got 3 copies of Upper Hand. So this treachery, if it's revealed when you're in alter ego, the hood's going to scheme and you'll resolve his foul play ability. And if you're in hero form, he's going to attack you and then you'll resolve the foul play ability.
Okay, so the scenario pack came with 9 modules, 10 if you count the standard 2 expert 2. Now we go over the standard 2 and expert 2 in the standard video, so you can see that if you want to know more about that. Standard 2 and expert 2, it's a lot harder than standard 1 and 3 for that matter.
Yeah.
So people thought the game was too easy, and they went, okay, here's a
yeah. We'll teach you to say that.
Here's a standard set that's not easy. Okay, but the first module in this product was called Beasty Boys, and we have Beast Mode, 3 threat per player, force interrupt. When a stunned or confused friendly character would take any amount of damage, increase that amount by 1. So you can kind of get the idea that this module is going to deal with stunning and confusing, most likely.
All right, so the first minion we've got here is Griffin. Griffin is a brute master of evil with 7 hit points. He schemes for 1, attacks for 3. He has quick strike. And as a force response, after he attacks and damages a character, you stun that character. And then whenever he's defeated, if there's a stunned friendly character in play, you shuffle him back into the encounter deck. So if you've got a stunned character, he's coming back quicker.
Okay. Then we got Mandrill. 2 scheme, 2 attacks, 6 hit points. Brute, Crossfire's crew. Mandrill gains retaliate X, or X is equal to the number of confused characters, friendly or enemy, in play.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing Psylocke might be rough on this one. When revealed, confuse each character you control.
Yeah, you don't want the leadership player to get that one a lot of times. All right, next we've got Double Trouble. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, you're going to stun a character you control and confuse a character you control. If you only control if you're the only character, you don't have any allies, then you're stunned and confused. If this one comes out as a boost, you're going to resolve this card's when revealed ability. So you're still going to do it.
All right, the second module is called Brothers Grimm. So here we have the Brothers Grimm themselves. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 8 hit points, Master of Evil, Mystic. Force Interrupt. When Brothers Grimm's activates against you, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an attachment is discarded. Reveal that card. And as a boost, after this activation ends, put Brothers Grimm into play. Engage with the first player. So you don't even have to be the first player to get that as a boost, but then you go, here you go, Mr. First Player. Enjoy these guys.
All right, next we've got the Blackbird pellets. So this is an attachment. You'll attach it to a mystic minion, and if you can't, then you're going to attach to the villain. That gives them X or star scheme and attack. So the force response is after the attached enemy activates against you, you're going to discard this card, discard one card at random from your hand, and deal yourself a face down encounter card. So in other words, basically, if they attack whenever they activate against you, that's going to happen.
That's a personal insult to Falcon.
Yes.
It's like, hey, that's a bird card, right?
Hey, you wanted a bird.
He'll give you the bird. Then we have corrosive egg bombs. It's an item attached to a mystic minion. Oh, look, the Brothers Grimms are mystic. If you cannot attach to the villain, force response. After attached enemy activates against you, discard this card. Take 3 indirect damage and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card.
Then we've got the paralytic stardust. So this item you're going to attach to a minion, a mystic minion. If not, you'll attach to the villain. But this one, after the attached enemy activates against you, you'll discard it, stun your identity, and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card.
All right. And then we have the unbreakable thread attached to a mystic minion. If you cannot attach to the villain, force response. After attached enemy activates against you, discard this card. Choose and discard 1 ally, support, or upgrade you control, and deal yourself 1 face down encounter card. All right. The next module we have is Crossfire's Crew.
All right, so Crossfire's Crew, we start out with the side scheme here. It's got 2 threat per player, out for blood. Whenever it's revealed, you'll deal 1 damage to the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points. And if that character is defeated this way, repeat this effect. So, that could be an ally, or it could be a fellow player if you've got one. And this one's got a hazard on it. Took me a second.
All right, then we have the Controller. 2 scheme, 1 attack, 5 hit points. Brute, Crossfire's Crew. Forced Interrupt. When Controller attack would deal any amount of damage to a character, increase that amount by that character's attack.
Yeah, so he could really hurt an aggression player.
Yeah, especially if you got combat training and aggressive conditioning on you now.
Yes. All right, then we've got the Corruptor. So he's a criminal, part of the Crossfire's Crew with 4 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 2. And when he's revealed, you'll exhaust each ally you control and place 1 threat on the main scheme for each ally exhausted this way. And if it comes out as a boost, you'll choose an exhausted character you control.
All right. Then we got Crossfire himself. He's part of his own crew. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points, Crossfire's Crew, and Master of Evil. There you go for the strength and diversity there. Quick Strike. Force Interrupt. When Crossfire attacks, he attacks the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points. That attack gains overkill and range. Yeah, so strength and diversity with the rogue player, right? So she can touch him and get 2 aspects.
All right, and then we've got Mr. Fear, who is a criminal, part of the crew as well. He's got 5 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 1. And then as an additional cost for the engaged player to ready a hero or ally they control, they have to spend a mental resource. And that's for each one. And if it comes out as a boost, you're going to discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an ally.
All right, then we got a Treachery, caught in the Crossfire. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a Crossfire Crew minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. Take indirect damage equal to the number of Crossfire Crew minions in play. All right, so now this next one's really fun. This is Mr. Hyde.
All right, so Mr. Hyde, first thing we got here is the side scheme self-experimentation. That comes in with 5 threat per player. And then when it's revealed, you're going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mr. Hyde and reveal him. And then as a force interrupt, whenever a brute enemy would take any amount of damage, you're going to remove that much threat from this scheme instead. So it actually protects him when it brings him out.
Right. Then we got Calvin Zabo. 3 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit points. Elite, Master of Evil. When revealed, if Mr. Hyde is in play, discard. Mr. Hyde attacks you with +2 attack, and that attack gains overkill. When defeated, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mr. Hyde and put him into play. Engage with the player who was engaged with Calvin Zabo.
Yeah. So if you defeat him, you're getting him. So Mr. Hyde, so he has 10 hit points. He's a brute elite master of evil. He schemes for 1, he attacks for 3. If Calvin's in play, engaged with the player, you're going to discard Calvin, and instead Mr. Hyde will engage that player. So whoever had Calvin gets him instead. And then you're going to give Mr. Hyde a tough status card and deal 1 damage to each hero and ally in play. So basically, he's like Squirrel Girl for the minions.
All right. Then we got the Hyde formula. It's a treachery. When revealed, if Calvin Zabo is in play, he schemes with +3 scheme. Then he takes 4 damage, which I think is so much healthier.
He's got 4 health.
If Mr. Hyde is in play, give him a tough status card, and he attacks you, even if you're an alter ego. If neither is in play, this card gains Surge. All right. Next, we have Ransacked Armory.
All right, so the Ransacked Armory here. This one it starts out with an attachment. The flamethrower, it is a weapon tech. Gives the attached character 3 attack, but you'll attach it to the minion with the most remaining hit points. And if you can't, you're going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion, put it into play, engage with you, and attach it to that minion. And then the attached minion's attacks deal indirect damage.
All right. Then we got the Hollow Shield Generator. It's an item tech attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion, put it into play, engage with you, and attach this card to it. Attached minion gets +4 hit points and gains Retaliate too. Now, one thing I do like is that you actually search for the minion and then put this on it instead.
Yes, no, it's not milling.
Yeah. But also then it's not, and opposed to saying, well, if there's no minion, surge.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you actually get a minion.
Yep. All right, then we've got the jetpack here. Again, you'll attach to a minion with the most remaining hit points. If not, it gains Surge. But whenever the attached minion would take any amount of damage from an attack, you're going to discard the top card of the encounter deck and reduce the damage from the attack by the number of boost icons on that discarded card.
All right. Then we have 2 copies of Tech Gauntlets attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, the card...
Whoops.
If you cannot, the card gains Surge. Attached minion gets +3 hit points. Attached minion attacks gain Overkill and gives them +1 attack.
Okay. And then we've got 2 copies of the Armored Guard. So this is a mercenary with 3 hit points, schemes for 0 and attacks for 1. It does have Guard and Toughness.
All right. The next modular set is called the Sinister Syndicate. We have a side scheme here called Crime Pays. Comes in with 3 threat per player. It's got an acceleration token. When revealed, search the encounter deck for a criminal minion and put it into play, engage with you. If no minion was put into play this way, this card gains Surge. Now, of course, there are a lot of criminals, I think, and so it's not necessarily just this module. So this actually...
Yeah, there's a lot of criminals in the game.
Yeah. But of course, this module comes with a lot of criminals as well.
Speaking of, the first one we've got here is the Beetle. Beetle is a criminal with 4 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 2, and as a force response, after Beetle attacks and damages you, you're going to discard the lowest cost upgrade you control. If it comes out as a boost, you're going to choose and discard an upgrade that you control.
All right. Then we got Boomerang. 2 scheme, 1 attack, 5 hit points, criminal, master of evil. Force response, after Boomerang attacks you, deal 1 damage to each ally you control. As a boost, deal 2 damage to an ally you control.
We've got the Shocker. Shocker has he's a criminal master of evil with 5 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 2, and after Shocker is attacked, you're going to stun the attacking character. So that's whenever you attack Shocker. If they survive, you're getting stunned. And as a boost, you're going to stun the character you control with the highest attack value.
All right, then we got Speed Demon. He's 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's a criminal. Force interrupt. When a character attacks Speed Demon, Speed Demon attacks that character. Resolve Speed Demon's attack first. So he's going to sneak in an attack on you before your attack goes off. During the hero phase, even. As a boost, discard the lowest cost support you control.
All right, we've got White Rabbit. So she is a criminal with 3 hit points. She schemes for 2, attacks for 2. And then whenever she attacks you, you're going to discard 1 card at random from your hand. And if she comes out as a boost, you're going to choose and discard an identity-specific card from your hand.
All right. Then we got Sinister Onslaught. When revealed, alter ego. Each criminal enemy in play schemes. If no enemy scheme this way, this card gains surge. When revealed, hero. Each criminal enemy in play attacks you. If no attacks were made this way, this card gains surge.
Right, and then the next one that we've got here, next encounter set, is the State of Emergency. So this one comes out with the side scheme Feisty Heist. So this one comes in with 3 threat per player. It's got a acceleration token on it, and you'll discard the highest cost card from your hand when it's revealed.
Okay. Then we got Disaster at the Docks, 3 threat per player. Acceleration token. When revealed, take 3 indirect damage.
Right. The Offshore Inferno has 3 hit points per player. When revealed, you're going to discard the lowest cost card you control, and it's got an acceleration token.
3 threat per player, not hit points.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Then we have Hot Pursuit. 3 threat per player, acceleration. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with you.
Right, and then we've got 2 copies of the Citywide Crisis. So whenever this treachery is revealed, you're going to resolve each when revealed ability on each side scheme in play. Remember, this module came with 4 of them. And if no when revealed ability was resolved this way, you're going to place 2 threat on each scheme. And if it comes out on a boost, you're going to resolve the when revealed. So you're going to do it anyways.
Yeah. All right. Then the next one is called Streets of Mayhem. Now these are a series of environments. So Back Alley, Enclave, location, setting, surge, discard each other setting environment in play. Each character in play gets +1 attack.
So that's you get +1 attack as well.
Right. This is kind of like Storm's weather deck in a way.
Yeah. All right, then we've got the Secret Layer environment. So this one gains surge as well, but when it's revealed, you're going to discard each other setting environment in play, and each enemy in play gets 1 acceleration icon. Each hero gets +1 thwart.
Each hero
and ally.
Yeah.
So each friendly character.
Yeah, but you got to deal with all those extra acceleration tokens.
Yes.
Then we got the Sewer Tunnels, location, setting, surge. When revealed, discard each other setting environment in play. Each character in play gains retaliate 1.
And then the Warehouse District, also surge. You'll discard any other environments. But this one, each character in play gains steady.
Okay. And then the final module that came in with the Hood scenario pack is called Wrecking Crew. And we have Top Talent side scheme. It has 3 threat, hinder 2 per player, and the villain and each elite minion gain retaliate 1.
Then we've got Wrecker, who is a brute elite with 8 hit points. He schemes for 2, attacks for 2, and he has Villainous. And then while he's attacking, he gets +2 attack if the attack is undefended.
Okay. Then we got Bulldozer. 1 scheme, 3 attacks, 7 hit points. Brute elite. He's Villainous, and his attacks gain overkill.
Okay. Pile Driver is brute elite with 6 hit points. Schemes for 2, attacks for 2, retaliate 1, and Villainous.
And of course, we got Thunderball, 3 scheme, 1 attack, 7 hit points, Villainous. After Thunderball attacks, you deal 1 damage to each character you control.
Right. We've got Combined Effort. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, each elite minion in play activates against you. Against the player it's engaged with. And if no minion activated this way, the card will get Surge. If it comes out as a boost, then for each elite minion in play, the card gets +1 boost for this activation.
Okay. And then we have Magic Muscles. When revealed, give each brute enemy in play a tough status card. If no tough status cards were given this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a brute minion is discarded and reveal that minion. All right.
All right.
So the hood with all those extra modules, you can actually kind of come up with some fun combinations, and you can, and it is random, or you could also plug and play like certain kind of styles that you want.
Yeah, so because it just says what it says, pick.
Choose 7.
Yeah, choose 7.
Yeah.
So you can choose them if you want to give yourself kind of more of a selected environment that you're going to play in.
Or a specific theme. Like you could do 7 of the Thunderbolt module, say, for example, if you want to have, a lot of Thunderbolts coming at you.
But yeah, so you can customize it that way. Or what we typically do is we just do it completely random from the entire collection. Right. So we never know what we're going to get with it. We've had like Ronan come out and get goblin attachments as part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like I said, or you can do a theme night. Like, you could do like just the Masters of Evil, or we want just, criminals, or we want brutes. There's enough variety now that you can.
Yeah. And what I have noticed is if you go with the themes, a lot of the times those like kind of add together, and they actually are a little bit tougher to play. So you've got the fun of the theme and you've got that cohesion that they've got. So they mesh really nicely and they can make for a challenging game.
Yeah. Yeah, because like we're doing the Mad Titan Shadow Wave right now, so you could throw in all the children of Thanos and the all the Thanos minions together, and they would kind of synergize with each other, with the besiegers and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you could have a Thanos theme, but they're working for the hood, I guess. So that's kind of interesting. All right. Well, and of course, the more modular sets that get thrown in, of course, then the more encounter cards you're going to get.
Yep.
Because the foul play starts getting more and more diluted. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.